heavy old heart. You say you've got a heavy load. You say you've got a heavy load. You say you've got a heavy load. Walking down the road, carrying your heavy old heart. And you sure don't know where you're going. You sure don't know where you're going. You sure don't know where you're going. But I say that the sun don't know when it's glowing. A flower don't know when it's growing. A river don't know when it's flowing. You're doing better than you know. You're doing better than you know. floor below us. Some garbage is flying. Two trains are crisscrossing. It's dark and we're talking, but now you're mostly quiet. I guess I'm done talking. Here come the joggers. We're in the home stretch, but their path is just starting. We took the bridge back to Manhattan. There were lights on the water, and the evening was over. It wasn't that easy, but it wasn't too hard. We walked on together, we walked off alone. Now you're on the subway, I'm out on a warm night, and most of the people were boring in Manhattan. I guess I'll go home now, past old couples at midnight. They're in the home stretch, but our path is just starting. Hi, we are Jeffrey Lewis and The Voltage. I should have said that earlier, probably. We're here from New York City. Glad to be back. Well, my album's out. I play some shows. Strange things happen, I'll have you know. No, some people hear my old acid song. They seem to take it kind of wrong. Well, making druggy mentions used to get me druggy attentions. But getting people to give me some was not my intention. We don't want no LSD tonight. Alright, Brent on drums, Val on bass, Mal on keys, here we go. Played a show in Chapel Hill, some dude dressed by a daffodil came backstage. Played a show in Williamsburg, some dude dressed like a giant bird came backstage. We got a lot of stuff to do and a long way to drive. Thank you for the honor, man, making some of your time. We don't want no LSD tonight. I was playing more, see. Being drunk is fun, I guess, but being stoned makes me depressed. I can't do it. Man, I thought you were into psychedelic music. Well, I did eating and sees me. Then he's eating again, cause he sees I'm a friend, and he knows he can just take it easy. And the morning returns, and the steamroller turns to a highway street, and that's when and the sun comes and dangles in warm happy angles, and I wake up and wish that I had it. So I must be out of my mind, because everything's fine, except for the fact that it isn't. I must be out of my mind, because everything's fine, except for the fact that it isn't. I'll show you the first comic book of the evening here. This is a Sunday story for Sunday. As I wandered across the land, one Sunday I found a hand lying in a cornfield in a tangle. As red as the devil's it was, but it was severed, its crimson fingers stiff as if with anger. I kicked it with my toe and it sprang to life, you know. It crawled like a red spider a few inches. It pointed to the east as if to say, take me there, please. But I thought, don't pick it up, what if it pinches? So I grabbed it in a net from as far away as I could get. And off to the east we went, me and this creature. And when a road came into sight, its thumb went up and hitched a ride on a school bus full of Sunday school nun-teachers. But when they got a closer look, they all grasped their holy book and said, that hand is obviously Satan's. So before we lost our lift, I implored them all like this. The hand is red, but what you said is quite mistaken. This is just a case of finding a new species unknown to science. To just crush it or to kill it would be stupid. But up one old hag thundered and said since I was outnumbered, the hand would have to die and she would do it. Down came her heavy book, and blam, the hand was squished like a giant cockroach and totally disgusting. Just like it was spring-loaded, bones, knuckles, and gunk exploded, and they all clapped at this supposed act of justice. But suddenly there came a fuss from the driver of the bus, and we screeched to a dusty stop right there and then. And when the dust had cleared, we sobbed to see a monster like a blob. How many arms had it? 11, and hands 10. What happened next I won't replay, but suffice it all to say, when it was done, the beast and I alone were left to stand. It took a bus seat from the junk and attached it to its stump. So I'd become, excuse the pun, its hired hand. And the pay was pretty sweet. I had a house and food to eat, and all I had to do was help it murder people.
I thought you did LSD tonight.
Maybe more films later.
Maar de beter niet, hè?
Never, forever alone. Even when it's in all of the pieces I'm shown. No matter how I subtract, I still get left with the endless unknown. Abandoned like that's all I'm still worth. Tried to wait for one more year on this earth. An ugly skeleton still includes one bone of the endless unknown. All I know is what I still haven't had. All I know is all the ways it felt bad. But however many sucker punches got thrown, it never killed the unknown. Stupid, stupid brain and all my dumb smarts. The broken heart in the sky are the big immortal broken hearts. Though losing you seemed like my doom ever after. Though my whole life has been one stupid disaster. This fallen house has one unmovable stone, and that's the unknown. No matter how much evidence we should die, or all the evidence that's useless to try. Who's the real one and which is the clone? The sadness or the unknown? And the physics of the mass of it all. My final tear still has no place it can fall. The hand still holds one card that's unshown, which is all that's unknown. It's just the final refuge of the condemned. It's just the same pathetic, hopeless attempt. When nothing's left that I own, I'm still stuck holding everything that's unknown. Stupid, stupid brain and all my dumb smart thoughts. The broken heart in the sky can shoot to bits infinite astronauts. But I'm never, forever alone. Even when it's in all of the pieces I'm shown. Anyway, I subtract, I still get left with the endless unknown. lost at night, just can't survive being this exhausted. So give me Tylenol PM. I won't get through now without them. I know too many pills is bad, but it's less safe to feel this sad. So many dark slumbers grab and hold me, far from what my partner told me, far from memories and thought, just close to this small jar I bought of sweet blue Tylenol PM. I hate endorsing brands like them, but see, depression and debasement has got me doing product placement. It's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and I'll get through the night for sure. No wife, no kid, no life at all. Now all I've got is Tylenol. There's cowboy trucker songs for speed, there's Cube for booze, there's Snoop for weed, there's Prodigy with ketamine, there's Kale and Reed with heroin, Hunter S. had Ibogaine, there's Reverend Davis, sweet cocaine. But how can I get great like them? I just take Tylenol PM. I need her golden arms and ears, I need her silver thoughts and tears, I need her diamond laugh and smile, not cheap crap from the aspirin aisle. I wish I may, I wish I might, I wish upon the candlelight, I wish upon a whiskey jar, I wish upon a Ringo Starr, and Charlie Watts and Brian Jones. I wish on all the Rolling Stones, I wish on all the violent femmes, I wish on Tylenol PMs. God gave Jews a good head start, made some Jews hot and some Jews smart. God gave some Jews Jerusalem, but just gave me Tylenol PM. And I need those Tylenol PM. I won't get through now without them. I loved her more than I knew how, but it's for sure I've lost her now. It's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and I'll get through the night for sure. No home, no heart, no hope at all. Now all I've got is Tylenol. Relaxation's a destroying choice in which I have no voice, and I avoid the poison because relaxation's not motivation, it's disintegration, it's annihilation. An evil twin I'm not believing in, and I'm not giving in cause it's oblivion. Relaxation is just television where they sell a vision, that's not my decision. Relaxation isn't in my interest to be gone in splinters like atomic winters, cause if I relax, you put me with an axe, you throw me off your back, so last an hour max. If I dare slow down before I turn around, you throw me through the ground, I have my face with sound. So relaxation's not a nice vacation, it's a swift invasion, force the world's impatient, for it's not my friend, just my brutal end, and I cannot give in cause it's oblivion.
is the price they offer when they pry me off and hide me in a coffin. Because relaxation means you don't believe in. I'd be hurt and freezing, murdered for no reason. Relaxation's just a word they made me with. To earn the faithlessness they burn to hate me with. If I stop sweating, you make sure I'm getting just the last bloodletting and a fast beheading. And I tumble quickly and I cry on sickly, but you'd all be gone before the lights came on. It's a fatal sin, the way it's always been, so I cannot give in, cause it's oblivion. If I relax the shield and let my back reveal, you split me right in half, you stole my guts and laugh, so I'd be dead and lazy. Though you said I'm crazy, it'd be suicide, you know it's true inside. So relaxation's not a nice vacation when the world's just waiting for your violation. And even when I'm not believing in, I'm only living in, so I'm not giving in. It's not what I'd intend, and why if I pretend, so no, I'll never win, whichever rides begin. Roll my eyes again and guard my sides again. Relaxing makes me tense because there's violence, and that's why relaxation is my nemesis. I'm never tired, bliss does not know I'd exist. Relaxation's not a motivation, it's disintegration, it's annihilation. It's not anything, but where the end begins, and I cannot give in, cause it's oblivion. It'd be suicide, I know it's true inside, so I cannot give in, cause it's oblivion. It's not anything, but where the end begins, and I cannot give in,
The one-way sign points up. It's springtime, springtime. There's blue sky in a puddle. There's a bird on the ground, dog on a roof. Chirp, chirp, woof, woof. It's springtime, springtime. There's blue sky in a puddle. The bus goes to the bus stop. The one-way sign points up. It's springtime, springtime. There's blue sky in a puddle. There's a bird on the ground, dog on a roof. Chirp, chirp, woof, woof. It's springtime, springtime. There's blue sky in a puddle, sky in a puddle, sky. There is blue sky in a puddle. 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 In a puddle. We're just dreads, square pegs on our last legs. We're just dregs. Was this fated, or is fate unrelated? It's not so complicated. We just failed every time we paid it. Now who's left? I guess just all the rest. And I guess that's only me and all the other tracks I see. And we're just tracks, square pegs on our last legs. We're just tracks that never found a love that they were worthy of. And all the fairy tales don't start whoever fails. 100 million days, 100 million ways to stay stuck in this maze that I just thought was just a phase. But the clock is in a spin, the coffin nails are in, the daisies turning brown,
a rotten egg, but still my heart's a powder keg. Still cranking up, you're gonna miss me. Still thinking rock and roll is 50, and still single when I'm 50. Friends start to look at you real shifty, so I can't quit. I can't just sit. I can't just slowly drown, bend sideways in a frown. I'll take another look, I'll read another book. Can't let life catch me napping, can't let that chapter happen. But everywhere I turn, I see the exits burn. I just can't find the door where I'm not me anymore. I guess we should be proud. We stayed outside the crowd. We didn't self-teach you. Now the identity we keep, it's just dreads, square pegs on our last legs. We're just dreads. One, two, three, four. The messages are cold rock and roll, worshipped by a few, but ignored on the whole. Meet the Feebles is a film called Classic. It's basically unknown, but some say it's fantastic. Most women that I meet seem totally unfazed, till sometimes there's somebody who seems totally amazed. I might not be in magazines, has a heartthrob face, but in a few devoted hearts I found a strong fan base. I'm a cold boyfriend, not a mainstream show. I'm lonely or I'm worshipped by a lady in the know. When you're a cold boyfriend, life is always intense. They love me or they hate me, no one's on the fence. Therapist is a cold comic book series. It's got fans, but it's never found in movies or in theories. WFMU is a cold radio station, always tuned to by a few devoted fans around the nation. For every time I couldn't get a second date or even first, why does one think I'm the best when all the rest think I'm the worst? For all of those times, no one at all wanted to know if I'm really all that awesome. Wouldn't more women think so? I guess cold boyfriend is the term for me. It's always been quality, not quantity. A cold boyfriend's like a record in a bargain bin. No one knows its worth till the collector comes in. Like an honor, maybe J.G. Ballard or Flannery O'Connor. Haggis and fugu, that's like food for cult eaters. Jim Jones, Furrier, and Charles Manson, they're cult leaders. Anyway, the point being, do we have to be magical? Can't we date a few months, then move on, normal and casual? Suicidally alone and then totally smothered. It's so much pressure when you go from one extreme to the other. I guess cold boyfriend is the term for me. It's always been quality, not quantity. A cold boyfriend's like a record and a bargain bin. No one knows its worth till the collector comes in. I'm a cold boyfriend, not a mainstream show. I'm lonely or I'm worshipped by a lady in the know. When you're a cold boyfriend, life is always intense. They're in love or they're indifferent, and no one's on the fence. And this song probably ain't gonna go very far beyond an open mic. It's guaranteed though to be the sort of thing 2 or 3 people really like. Thanks a lot, we're Jeffrey Lewis on the Voltage. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for taking over your event to dB's.
Definitely more. There will definitely be more. He doesn't play roll bus roll.
Might have a nice life with coffee
philosophers and the religious people to try to give you some kind of solace, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, a lot of people have tried a lot. Artists have tried really hard. Philosophers have tried really hard. Poets have tried really hard. I don't know why nothing ever helps. Because it seems as though we should have something that would actually fucking help at this point. But when that thing happens that gets in your chest, you'll look at those options and I think nothing works. You'll just say, okay, one more presentation here.
That sounded like it could have also been a mountain song.
Well, this is the cover of a Crass song.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Politics, elections, here's something I want to say about the state of the nation, the way it treats us today. At school they give you shit, drop you in the pit. You try and try to get out, they can't say fuck you about it. Now you're a prime example of how they must not be. This is just a sample of what they've done to you and me. Do they owe us a living?
Of course they do, of course they do.
Do they owe us a living?
Of course they do, of course they
Do
do.
they owe us a living? Of course they fucking do. But they don't want me anymore, cause I threw it on the floor. They used to call me sweet thing, but I'm nobody's plaything. And now that I am different, they love to bust my head. They love to see me cop out, they love to see me dead. But do they owe us a living?
Of course they do, of course they
Do
do.
they owe us a living?
Of course they do, of course they
Do
do.
they owe us a living?
Of course they fucking do.
But the living that is owed to me, I'm never gonna get. They've buggered this whole world up to their necks in debt. They give you a lobotomy for something you ain't done. They'll make you an epitome of everything that's wrong. But do they owe us a living?
Of course they do, of course they
Do
do.
they owe us a living?
Of course they do, of course they
Do
do.
they owe us a living? Of course they fucking do. But they don't take any notice of what the public thinks. They're so hyped up on TV, they just don't want to think. They'll use you as a target for demands and for advice. And when you don't want to hear it, they'll say you're full of vice. But do they owe us a living?
Of course they do, of course they
Do
do.
they owe us a living?
Of course they do, of course they
Do they
do.
owe us a living? Of course they fucking do. I should explain like this song that I'm gonna try playing now. I wrote this when I was in like my early mid-20s, which is the proper context to understand it in, I think. Back when I was 4 and I knew the name of every dinosaur, I learned how to read wrong comic books. My babysitter said I was really smart. When the lights went out, everything changed. The radio music made me feel strange, and I had a real bad dream about a gorilla in the bathroom. And back when I was 6, I took everything real serious, and I thought that every song that came on the radio was referring to strange sexual acts because they thought I wouldn't know the facts. And being small is hard and no one ever tells you how. And back when I was 8, I would sit outside on an old milk crate and look out at the world from the stoop across the street. The boom boxes have the hot concrete, and every Halloween they hung a million rubber skeletons across 9th Street. And back when I was 12 or so, I swear to God I never felt so low. Everyone but me was making out and eating cookies. I had more than my brain could stand. I threw my life in a garbage can. I felt so weird I had to disappear in crying suicide disease. And at 15 getting stoned felt good and it sent me back to childhood. And nothing ever mattered to me more than that. But then 16 became eclipse, my brain became apocalypse. I was lost and found and I've never been the same. And back when I was 22, I left the best thing that I knew and I gave it up for fortune and for fame. And I played like I didn't know how. I shocked the world, I wowed the crowd, but I thought I deserved more than what they gave. And then back when I was 27, still nothing had been forgiven. Clay turns into rock and rock just sits. So sitting on a crowded beach, I'd pretend I was a leech and I'd stick to things here and there for a little bit. And back when I was 31, I knew I'd become what I'd become. Nothing left to reveal and there was nowhere else to turn. So shocked and withered, dumb and bitter, and in need of a babysitter, I'd gladly let my hand fall off and burn, burn, burn. But back when I turned the big 4-0, I realized just how much there was to go. I started to think being alone forever wasn't where it was at. So I took my head out of the window and taught myself how to love real fast. I started talking about painting with a woman in a laundromat. And back when I was 50 and my first wife had just left me, I felt okay and I sang my daughter funny little songs. And just when I thought the best was past, I fell in love for real at last. And it didn't even matter that it had taken me so long. And back when I was 63, the public rediscovered me. My comic books and albums had all become rare cult collector items. And both my parents were deceased, so they didn't see my records get re-released. And I got a dog for the first time in my life. And back when I was 74, my dog died and I got 2 more. I still felt really good about my daughter and also about my girlfriend. And I would sing and draw a little bit, but mostly I would just wake up early and sit and hang out with the puppies and wish that I could live forever. And back when I was 87 and my grandson had just turned 11, my woman was dead and my dogs were getting pretty old. My body didn't work quite like it should, but overall things were pretty good. And I was getting decent royalties from the reissued comic books and records. And then back when I was 106, my only friend was one goldfish. Everyone I ever knew was dead and gone. And the goldfish never had a name, and the neighbors thought I was insane. And I flushed it down the toilet when I saw it floating upside down. And then back when I was 128, I'd sit outside on an old milk crate and look out at the world from the stoop across the street. The boom boxes and the hot concrete, and every Halloween they hung a million rubber skeletons across 9th Street. Every Halloween they hung a million rubber skeletons. Every Halloween they hung a million rubber skeletons. Every Halloween they hung a million rubber skeletons. Living with a Doberman Shepherd. I can't imagine living with an Indian leopard. I just don't want to know about a creeping iguana. Offer me a bumblebee, I'll say I don't wanna. Frogs are the animal most dear to me truly. Frogs aren't friendly, but they're really unruly. Frogs have the fortitude fortitude to fulfill their duty with wisdom, personality, and physical beauty. I never have the hots for any giant tortugas. I never cruise a spot for tropical barracudas. I don't appreciate a petting zoo of alpacas, sci-fi chupacabras, unicorns, or chewbaccas. Frogs are the fantasy I don't have to make up. Frogs freaking hibernate and then freaking wake up. Frogs have a certain sort of je ne sais something. What I love most about them, well, it's hard to say one thing. Maybe it's the way they jump in frog jumping races. Maybe it's that grumpy froggy look on their faces. Maybe it's the fact they got more heel than Achilles, or the way they feel about Monet's water lilies. Maybe it's the way they rarely offer rebuttals. Maybe it's the way they live in rivers and puddles. Maybe it's the mystery of all time on the planet, half standing on the land, half in the slime that began it. Frogs are the animal that stands for the good things. Frogs have always seemed like they deeply understood things. Frogs are the finest from the moment their tails shrink, with deeper thoughts than anything that humans or whales think. If I spoke in croaks, I'd ask a frog for forgiveness. Frogs would rip it back to me to mind my own business. Frogs are not a figment of my imagination. Frogs are swell, and that's a well-deserved reputation. If I had a chance, I'd take a tadpole to Paris and tell it when you're grown you could be Kamala Harris, or quote it off for Gandhi, never peace dialogue, or even better yet, you'll grow up into a frog. Frogs are the animal that's dear to me truly. Frogs aren't friendly, but they're very unruly. Frogs have the fortitude to fulfill their duty with wisdom, personality, and physical beauty. Being told how, then spend time with your child, be responsible and silent, but you lose it, then you know that you're a monster and a tyrant. It's family, so you call, cause you're too grown up to fume, but somehow you've hung up and thrown the phone across the room, cause you're a weakling and a loser, you just never get it right, down from the way that you were raised to how your own home is tonight. These are the ones you love the best, so why is it always such a mess? And what the hell's it for? Since you're rotten to the core, well, it's fun. It's just fun. Pick out someone friendly who romantically excites you. Start the hopeful dreaming of what if he or she likes you. Know that you could love them and build up a blissful fantasy that this is finally something and how good your lives would be. But then feel wretched when it's clear it's just your far-fetched dumb idea. Remember that you're lame and ugly, grown and cry. Why would they love me? Why even try to cope? And why even have hope? You're disgusting, that's for sure. So what's hoping for? Well, it's fun. It's just fun. No, your only joy would be a life of creativity, so never have a moment when you're actually at liberty. Live a life where friends or relaxation leaves you irking, cause it's wasting time with nonsense when you know you should be working. First see your glowing promise as an actor or a painter, then get honest, you're a hack who knows their glow is getting fainter. Then know your life's been total dirt and wish you could begin again, then crumple one more worthless work and toss it in the bin again. You hung your head against the desk and suffered in the agony of coming face to face against that stuff that you can never be. It's lame and infantile, all this stupid useless trial, frustrations and impatience and complete humiliation. You're just not fortunate, that's certain, so why this tortured screaming burden? Well, it's fun. It's just fun.
say thanks. That was really great.
Thank you. Oh, nice grass shirt.
Yeah, when you played the crass cover on it, they always did it. Thanks. No, he's done. No, that was it.
No playlist?
Oh, they don't have a playlist yet. I didn't see it. Oh, I forgot to take a picture. I've been taking pictures of pedals.